Hello to my Usborne family. This is Amy Cluspies, and I am a consultant and have been so since May 2nd, and I'm hoping to become a team leader soon. But my upline noticed that I was gold, and I fit the category perfectly. I'm very organized and like checklists and like doing things like that. So I wanted to share how I got organized in this business to help me become more successful. This is my binder. It goes with me absolutely everywhere, and I really do everything out of it. So let's take a look at what I have here. The first category is my to-do, and as you can see here, I have a lot of charts like this in this book, and you can make them on your own. I just went to Microsoft Word and hit new document and typed in to do in there, and then I just modified these to fit my needs. So you guys can do the same thing. It's super easy to do. My to-do list, I just have my priority here. The cloud means I need to do it now, and the triangle means I have a little bit more time to get it done. I try to give due dates for them, and then I check it off as soon as I've completed it. So yay, organized video. I can check that off tonight. I just have a calendar next, or my 3-month looking out calendars, and they look kind of crazy, but it's really helpful. So I can, we're just going to turn to July. So I can cross out the days that I'm not going to be available, or I'm not planning on having any parties. And then I can write in when I do schedule parties. And I try to go for the 3 in a row. I think that helps people become successful. So I'm really looking for somebody in here. I'm looking for somebody on one of these dates to try to get my 3 in a row. I do put a goal up here. In June, my goal was 4 parties per week, or 3 parties per week. And now I've upped it to 4 parties per week. And so now I have here, on these days, I'm looking for 2 more hostesses. On these days, I'm looking for 1, etc., etc. And that way I try to get my 3 in a row. I do have FB, means free book. So if I put that next to the host's name, that means that I've promised them a free book with a qualifying party, or 65% off, or 20 for $5. Whatever I've promised them, I put that there so I don't forget. Down here, I have things that people I need to contact to fill up my calendar, to fill up next month's calendar. And so I don't forget to contact them. It's likely that I have them on my to-do list also, but when I'm looking at my calendar and want to fill it up, this is the first place that I'm going to look. So I do that. Up here, I went to the training tonight, and I want to go to Disney World, so I printed out my Power of 10, and I'm hoping to fill in this last box really shortly here and to print out another one. The next category here is future parties. And then current parties and past parties is all kind of the same idea. Future parties is going to be next month. Current parties that are happening now and have not been put into Order Pro, and past parties are the ones that have been put into Order Pro. This is probably the thing that I am most excited to share, because this has saved me so much time and has kept me so organized in just people and making sure I'm doing things correctly. So I have the host name, party date, and time. Then eventually I'm going to need their email address, phone number, and home address to get into Order Pro. Once everything is ordered, I just make sure I put the credit card authorization number and the Order Pro number here. That way I can look it up in an instant, and it's just quick reference for me. The website right here, of course, that's my information, and then as soon as I put it into e-commerce, I'm going to put those last 6 digits here. Again, if I'm out on the road, sitting at ballet, I can just quickly enter these numbers if necessary, and I don't have to look them up. Over here, I have my party reminders. So I'm going to set up the event. Initial party contact is going to be 1 week before. I'm going to set up the party, post my party, and invite the host. I want to make sure I pin the catalog, contact 2 days before, and set party goals with my host, etc. You can read these here. I always forget to do the game answers, and this was mostly when I was a beginning consultant, I couldn't remember that I needed the name, the type of card, number, expert, all that information. So I just wrote it down there for easy reference. The winner, make sure, I have to make sure to pick the winner and send out the gift. And then, of course, even later on, did the book ship? And the book should have arrived. Over here, this is where I put the bulk of my party. So as soon as the guests click going or maybe, I'm going to add them in here. If it's a maybe, I'm just going to put a little M next to the name. Attend, I specifically put it right next to the guest. That way I can take a picture of just, hey, these are the people that came and attended, and I don't have to include all this other information, which I don't necessarily want them to see or need them to see, and I don't want to confuse them. So the guest name, they're coming or maybe they're coming when they attend the party. N and J is newbie or junkie. This kind of helps me know what kind of guests that I'm shopping for and how to address them. Kids age, so I might just put 10-year-old boy there, or 8 an 8G for an 8-year-old girl, and I'll put that she's an avid reader and maybe he's a reluctant reader, or she reads at a 9th grade level and she likes fairies. So I'll just put that information in here. That way when I'm making recommendations, I can make sure that I know what I'm talking about and that I don't miss pertinent information for them. And I just check off when I have it done. H or R, those are when I am looking at a guest, I'm like, oh man, she'd be a great host, or gosh, that would make a great recruit. I'm going to put that information here so I don't forget. And then I'm going to follow through on this. I'm going to make sure that I ask them, hey, have you thought about hosting, or do you think you might want to be a recruit? Once they order, I'm going to put a check mark here. And then this is not the host's follow-up. This is my follow-up. And this is beyond putting the thank you on the page. This is me sending that thank you video personally to their private message, or I'm going to private message that to them. Notes might include things like, this was a consultant 8 years ago, or man, she just doesn't have any money right now. How can I help? Or just different things like that I want to remember, so that when I address my customer, whom I want to be a lifelong customer, I don't forget that information that will be important to them. So again, these were my future parties, then my current parties. So this is actually one that I'm working on currently. And this is kind of what it looks like as I'm going along here. So you can see that I put my little check marks and 12G and whatever it is, and my little M here for maybe. Okay, so then past parties, again, once they're in Order Pro, they go into the past category. And that way I can just look up here, hey, oh, this is order number, blah, 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 and this is credit card information, or the authorization number, or hey, this person wanted to host, ooh, make sure, did I contact them, or did I follow through with that? Just making sure all that is taken care of. The next category is business information. I printed this out from Thrive Drive, just to get me started. And then of course I put the consultant guide here. That way if I have questions, I can quickly reference them. The next category is about the book. So I have the themes in here. I have about ADHD and behavioral disorders. Just the recommendation list that I found on the Thrive Drive again. And then hosting is the next category. I really needed help with this at the beginning, so I printed this out for myself, and it worked out fantastically. So I recommend new consultants do that immediately. Ask your team leader where you can find that information. Hostess coaching checklist. Again, it must have been on Thrive Drive. I did not make this myself. The next category is home shows. And with home shows, I don't do very many of them, so I just have my outline here, what I like to talk about in parties, my literacy facts, that I have, that I talk about in my party, the pretend hostess. And then say I'm out and somebody wants to book a party, I have some order forms to give them, to start off with, a couple of catalogs in here, and I just replenish this as necessary so that I am prepared. I did create this. This is my home show wish list. I, have them fill this part out initially. I wait until the end after my pretend hostess bit for this. And then as I'm going along and showing the books, I have them fill this information out. And of course, what is the best book you saw at this book show? That way it can open up future doors. The next category is recruiting. And so here you find that same type of document again. And you can do this however you'd like, but I have the who here, the date I contacted them. If it's not filled in, it's because I haven't quite contacted them yet. I haven't found that open door yet. Here's notes about why I think they'd be a good recruit or why they think they'd be a good recruit. Questions that they might have. Follow-ups, notice that it's not just one. Usually it's a couple. August might mean that I'm going to contact them in August again, or I need to call her, and my yeses and nos, and I'm going to keep contacting people until I fill all these in with nos or yeses. My next category is problem with my order. I just created that this morning because I found out that, I just wanted to make sure that I'm following through with all this. So again, name, date, what happened, the date I emailed, and then when this switches over to tracking, I'm going to put that information here so I have it, and then I'm not going to stop until I have a happy customer. And now I have the expense income. So I'm out and I just spent, I just mailed something or I just bought thank you cards. I'm going to put that in here because I don't immediately get to my computer. So I put this in here, and then eventually, a few days later, whenever I get to it, now I'm going to go to my computer and enter it for tax purposes. And then, of course, when it's done, I just check the done box. And I even put some receipts in here before they make it all the way to my tax information. And then just to end it off, I just have my fun cards that I've gotten from my upline, which I love to get. So much fun. Thank you, upline. And my initial order form. So again, you guys, this is how you can stay organized and make sure all your ducks are in a row for a party. Let me know if you have questions. I am happy to help. So have a great day and good luck earning your Disney World trip.